Hi everyone, welcome to Be Inspired. My name is David Kcent, and my guest of today is Beatby Jayy, multi-talented producer, award-winning. I can't mention it all. When inspirational, and this guy is multi-talented. Works with the like of Emma Abaga, AQ, Neto C, Young Six, and Sakudi, and so many top artists in Africa. I want to say it's a big privilege having on board today in my show. So I really appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. What's brought you into music? What was the inspiration, the motivation, the vibes that really brought you into music?
I'll give that to my background because I'm the third of three boys, and well, always everywhere around me was music. We used to have this, all those big Vinleys that were really round. Yeah, so there was so much that we used to use them and play and do all that because it was everywhere. And my dad used to really like hip hop, so and my mom was kind of like slow music. So there was the mixture of in the morning I wake up to my dad playing NWA and Coolio and the Gang and this, and then in the evening it's my mom playing Celine Dion and Mariah Carey and all that. So it was everywhere. There was music everywhere. It's highly impossible for for any of us not to turn out to go into music. Even my immediate elder brother, he's a rapper in the United States, so it was music everywhere. It was impossible for us not to be influenced. That's where that influence, that music vibe, that energy came from. Yeah.
Okay, the name Beatby Jayy or BigDaddy Jayy, sorry. Tell me about it. What really inspired you?
Okay, so as a producer, I'm known as Beatby Jayy, and as an artist, I'm known as BigDaddy Jayy. Now, let me first break down Beatby Jayy. First off, I started producing. I used to rap, but it was more of production at the start. And then, my middle name, Jimar, but people always fail the pronunciation, so I just say call me Jay, don't even stress yourself. So there was already the nickname Jay. And then due to my work rate and how if you come today, you're going to hear like a certain amount of beats. And if you come tomorrow, you're not going to hear the same amount of beats because either they've been used or I've sold them or they've been taken, and you're going to hear another. Like I'm always working. And they all my guys like, this guy, you never run out of beats. And before we knew it, they're calling me Beatby Jayy. I am not even trying to drag it to Dr. Dre, but they were already calling me Beatby Jayy. I'm not kidding you. I was already Beatby Jayy before the brand headphones Beatby Jayy came out. I was already Beatby Jayy, but not a lot of people will get to know that. They'll think I took the name for Beatby Jayy.
Or like it's something that you're doing to you.
Yes, on like from the streets, from the people around me, from neighborhood, from my friends and all that.
Okay. What were your challenges growing up as an independent artist? Like, what were your challenges growing up as an independent artist and producer at the same time?
Obviously, there's always the financial challenge. But as an artist, as a producer and an artist, I try to butter both of them in a way that I use the production aspect to finance the artist aspect, which is not going to be not every artist is fortunate to have that kind of backing, but apparently that was what I was able to use, because it's very hard to show people the dream, the big picture of an artist and get people to invest in you, even if they like what they hear. But before anybody brings out an investment, especially in something like music, they want to see something. So you have to have done something to an extent, and that's where the real hustle is. As we're trying to shoot that first music video, trying to get that song airplay on radio, trying to do that online promo, you have to do it one by one by yourself.
Okay.
Because nobody's going to believe in you more than you.
No.
So it's how much you believe in you should be your fuel for your hustle. Fuel should be your ginger. Should be okay. You know what? I need this 100K. What do you believe in yourself? Then go out there and find 100K. That's how I've moved, and it has worked for me.
Wow.
And from then on, people will now try to. Before you get people on board, you must have already put yourself on board.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and then people will now be like, "Oh, this is making sense. So this guy can make something out of it," and then people now come on board.
Yeah. Okay. Did the family? Okay. Did the family, friends, colleagues, they really accept? Did they really support you from the start? Okay, you said your mom. When you say dad and mom, they really support you.
Yeah, no. They liked music, but they did not. They were not very fond of the idea of their sons being into music.
So,
but this was, we're talking as early far back as 2006, 2007.
Wow.
And the struggle has started. There is some of the late nights coming back, because I have to be at studios where even if I was the studio rat, so that means I'll have to be the last to clean and leave the place and all. So we're talking 2007, thereabout. And then I was so tired. I came back home. I just crashed on my bed, and my mom had already said, this one you're saying you want to do music. You always come back, you're tired, you don't have time for yourself, this one. And she walks into my room, and in my sleep, I'm doing and she's wondering where the sound is coming from.
Yeah.
And she can see that I'm literally sleeping, and I'm beatboxing. If there's something like that.
Yes,
she was so scared that she had to, call our general overseer, our pastor. I'm like, are you sure there's nothing wrong with this boy? As if she went that that's me. She went that deep. Like, which one is this one? He's even in his sleep.
Okay.
This is somebody that has just been doing the same thing, and even in his sleep. And then the reverend told her that it is a part that has already been ordained before I was even born, that she should allow me. And that was from that particular time. Since that particular time, she has been supportive till now. She got me a guitar. Anytime I need some equipment, it's not like she would spoil me with it, but she would assist however she can. You understand? Because she knows it's my passion. She knows nothing else will make me happy.
Just this music. Okay, your friends now, what are you saying about it? Like, so we having some because most times friends have like doctors, lawyers, and everything. You understand? So when they see you from a positive light.
Oh yes, I did. I was like the cool guy, because I started really young, really young. When I mean really young, I sat 14, 15. I was already. I met AQ when I was 15.
Wow.
16. I was already working with AQ. So I was that guy that because their parents were not going to allow them. They were it was the strict up lawyer or doctor or do something. So I was that guy that they always you have some freedom, you have some, and I'm like, it's not always as you understand. There are the downers and there are the downsides, but it's kind of cool. It's cool to be that guy. So that's how, and they've always been supportive however they can.
Okay. How do you meet Emma and EQ?
Okay, how I met EQ is a very, very funny story. So I went to King's College Lagos.
Okay.
And AQ happened to be an alumni of King's College Lagos.
Wow.
And every time when we go back from school, me and my friends, there's this game house that my guys used to go and play. So after school, we still have some hours before we need to get home. We just go tap game, 1 or 2. So and it was like a complex. So in that same complex, they had a studio just right on top. And this is me still building my background around music. So I would come back from school, and while my friends would go to the game house, I'll be going to the studio. Even sometimes in the days we want to entirely skip school, I'm going to the studio while they are going to the game house. So on this particular day, AQ happened to come to that studio. This is in Sulere Aguda, that's the settings I'm talking about like 2009, 2010. And then I step into the place and we recognize, because I'm in my school uniform, obviously. So, and he recognizes like, Florence, there's this thing we in KCC, we say Florence, it's like person like we live forever or something like that. So it's like when we greet each other. Yeah, and he says Florence and I said Florence. And from then on, we just keyed in, we started talking. He was like, oh, you make beats? I was like, yeah. And I told him, I'm going to make your next track and it's going to be mad. He was like, okay, now let's go. And then he was now like, where's your laptop? And I did have a laptop. So it's not like, this guy's not serious, Joe. And then he left, he went to one of his friend's house. And then immediately, I went to, like I told you, my friends were always supportive. They would do anything for me. So I'm like, you guys, I just made AQ, man. I need a lappy, I need this, I need that. And then, as soon as I got my friend Hinde, we were able to quickly get one very crappy looking laptop like this. I installed Fruity Loops on it. I went to meet AQ in his friend's house. And on the spot right there, I made a beat with his friend's home theater. I made the beat with the home theater, and then immediately that day we went to the studio, we recorded it, and it was mad. And from then on, it's been chemistry. It's been anytime we work, we don't force it. Like before he says it, I already know what he's thinking about. Yeah, they understand. So and since then it's been smooth sailing. And we have our fights, but the fact that we've been together all these years, it's just that. And then how we met Emma, there's this period where Iki was on fire, I was on fire, we were releasing tracks on tracks. And then on one particular track, MI heard the song. Before then, there was a time MI tweeted AQ though. And then we saw it, we're like, okay, nice. We didn't stop, we didn't even let it distract us. We kept on releasing tracks on tracks. And then on the particular time, MI himself reached out and said, yo, you guys are fired. You guys should come to the studio or to the office in, I think it was in Bagada Phase 1 or something like that, Chocolate City office. And then from there on, we went to meet him. It was me, AQ, and we're like a team. And one of my guys called Jayy. We're always anywhere we're always together. We always enter there. And then from then on, he was just when we met, we had things that like we could relate. Like when rappers are talking and then they'll be talking to themselves in punchlines, and it was all fun. It was cool. And then later on, because you see, AK is a brainy person. He's calculating and all. And I think MI saw that in him and saw, okay, these guys have something going on here. They just need, empowerment and platform to an extent. Because, this is pretty much how we saw it. AK was the brains, I was the music, and then that guy was like, you understand, carrying everywhere and all. So I had the beats, I had the music on lock. Before you know it's AQ's strategy to drop the music and rapping on it. So it's like a team of geniuses, and man's like, these guys are onto something. And then before you know it, that's how 100 Crowns started off. That's how Black Bones have been in the scene, so he used to hang out with us, and then we brought him in, and there was now 100 Crowns. And you understand, before you know it, everything just came up together. It was just like bit by bit, small. Nothing, and let me tell you this for a fact, nothing just happened like that.
Okay.
Nothing just
from scratch,
from beat,
okay.
And then it's like building. It's the house is never, there's never the house in full. It's from brick by brick, and everything just came together.
Okay. Wizkid visits Israel about, you understand, and in the most time, Sakudi released a song.
Yeah.
It was produced by you.
Yeah.
So it's very hard for people to understand this concept.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you did then you get nationwide, Africa, you play it all over the country, over the world. You understand? So how do you feel about that?
Well, there's this mixed feeling about it because there was already the original version.
Yeah.
But at the same time, my version happened to be the one, if you need an Joeleba instrumental, it's my version you get.
Yeah.
The same way Sarkodia needed. Shout out to Sarkodia for, keeping it real. Some people, when they can easily try to remove the tag, but then anytime they play Joeleba and it is not the song, the Wizkid song, the first release, it is that version I made.
Yeah.
And then my tag is there, which has given me nationwide, worldwide recognition to an extent. So even if it's not the main thing, so the good side is that it has given me recognition to an extent. The downside is that the money they come back. But we are thankful. We're thankful to understand.
Okay, last year was, I think it was this year or last year, but it was really a good time for you because I can see you on MI's EPL, Judas. It's done. So, and you put it on your Instagram and you're saying like a big shout out to him and about that for his contribution to them.
Was it this year? I think it was this year.
It was early this year.
Early this year, yes. A lot has happened this year. There was featuring on MI's album, and that was the first. We've known for a while, but that was the first MI project that I was on. Yeah. And why I was so emotional at that moment is because coming from that boy that used to go to school, and while I was in school, I'm walking on the road and I'm listening to Safe,
yeah.
And I'm listening to what's the name? There was this particular one I really like, that Obono Feli freestyle that I did, and I could tell you the lyrics from start to end. I was I was a fan.
Yeah, really into it, man.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
And coming from that guy to now actually being a producer on his project was a big deal for me. Wow. But I didn't know that was where God was just starting. And then next it was AQ's project, which I produced like almost everything, like not everything, but at least 80 to 75% of the album. And it featured MI again. Yeah. So this being the third time, that was the first time I produced for MI was our song G-Boys AQ featuring MI. Yeah. The second time was on MI's project. Yeah. And the third time was on AQ's project. Now this being the third time, I'm already excited out of my mind. I'm like, yo, it's crazy. Yeah. And then out of the blues, AQ hits me up. MC will do joint projects.
Wow.
And we want to do it within this quarantine period in less than a week.
Okay.
I think so far that has been my most, that's been a project that, I showed the world this is what I've got to offer. And no lies, all those beats were made within the 4-day space that we made that project. Wow. None of the beats were beats I had before. No. They were all new beats at that moment. I don't think I've ever been that inspired in my life because first off, there's the little things that have been happening. Now, 2 of them are doing a joint project. Yeah. AQ, my guy, I understand. Yeah. MI you understand? So I'm on my board too for if I go, I'll probably show you the chat where MI hits me up and say, guy, they sleep. I say, well, we can't sleep. Because, at least I said, like, 8, 9, let's say max 10, 11 queue has gone, crash. But we made sure that we made those 6 tracks within like 4 to 5 days max. We started on a Thursday and we were done on like a Tuesday. You understand? So it was just pow, 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 pow. And before we knew it, I sent all the files to MI. We did not see ourselves. Okay. We made that project without seeing ourselves. AK was where he was, MI was where I was. I was where I was. It was all we had was a group chat. The project. We didn't even have a name for it. We named the project. And then I would send him beats. Before you know it, before I finish, like I was sending the beats, I start making another one. Before I finish it, AK I sent him a verse. So AK was always the first to send his verse in, and before you know it, MI sends the verse in, and before you know it, they're working on, the second beats that I've just sent him because it was like boom boom pow. And we took the only thought process we thought we put was when we're trying to make the whole concept of a song or the idea or the chorus. Yeah, that's the only thing that probably took time. But you see the beats and the verses, we probably had them in like 2-3 days. So it was just putting that together, and then there was a particular song I did the chorus. That one as soon as I was making the beats, ideas were coming to me. And I was like, guys, what do you think? And they're like, oh, it's great, why not? So all they did was just put verses on that one, and that one was done quick. I think the name of the song is Clap for Yourself, something like that. Yeah, so. And then that was just before the first quarter of this year. And then I dropped my own project, Genius, and it got to, the Apple charts. It did some things for me, and it's been a lot of things from then. So I don't want to. So I know this year wasn't so great. This year wasn't so great generally, but it just happened to turn out that the year that wasn't so great for a lot of people happened to just be the year where a lot of things are happening for me. And I'm not trying to sound like a jerk or anything, but without God, that's how we saw it at all. And then, there was also the Pulse article where, they rated me as the best producer so far. And, just a lot of things happening. There's another one that happened on this and I can't remember, but it's just been God, honestly.
Okay, you collaborated with likes of B6, Emma EQ, to see
the list is longer. It's just there are a lot of people that I've even worked with that I don't get with my tag on. So
which one you think is the most remarkable for you? The best for you?
Well, like I said, the MI one was really exciting and all, but you see, now the word is, are we talking about, remarkable would be the Sarkodia one because I never saw it happening, and it has done like the most for me because everywhere, So if we're looking at most remarkable, it'll be the Sarkodia feature. Okay. But if we're looking at most exciting,
what has it been?
Exciting, inspiring, and where I had to show myself was with MI and the Joint project. But most exciting was, like you said, Young Six. I'll give it to him. Like, it wasn't all at that time. I had this track called Omo We Don't Blow. It was just it features Young Six, and it was just an AQ, and it was just my verse and AQ's verse on it. We literally, and I was thinking of how to get someone else on the track, and we didn't even we literally did not stress it. We went to Young Six's space, and I didn't even go with the intention of trying to. We went to just visit, and then I'm like, Baba, this song deal, how far? I don't know Mike. Immediately, my brother just bring Mike the Saturday because he himself, he felt the track and he liked the track. So there was no my manager, you have to pay. As soon as I said it, immediately he heard the track, he liked it. I didn't even have to push it further. As soon as I just about 2 verses now, he brought the literally like the way you're sitting like brought the mic in front of him and recorded himself.
I guess that was energy. That was
and It was so that's why I said
sold
it
out.
was,
The song was sold out.
yeah, as soon as the song dropped, it was massive. It was one of the first tracks that, you know, really brought me to the limelight as an artist.
Yeah.
You understand? And the rookies, I can't remember the year, but for one of the rookies of the year, it got nominated for the Headies Rookies of the Year. You know, Rookies of the Year is the one that, you know, everybody has to vote for. Yeah, so Rookie of the Year, that song got nominated for that year. I can't even remember. I think it's 2016, thereabouts.
Okay, what really motivates you and inspire you to keep pushing?
Honestly, music is more than a passion for me. Music is something that is literally in me. It is everything I do has something to do with music.
Yeah.
So there's not like, oh, I want to be really famous, or oh, I want to be like this guy.
Yeah.
There's nothing else I see myself doing. You understand? So whether I become extremely successful or I don't, which I know I will, but let's just say, understanding that it doesn't happen, I will still make music. And I know that it's something that just has to happen. It's just me, definitely. So, and the thing is, I make all sorts of music. I make from, a lot of people think it's only hip hop. I make Afrobeats. I studied music in Babcock University. So I can make jazz music for you. I can make classical music for you. I make funk. I make juju music. Anything, and as long as it has to do, as long as it is sound put together that makes sense to the audience, I can make it.
Okay. I want to ask you, if you're not into music today, what else will you be doing? But you just
what will I be doing?
Yeah.
Well, I've actually thought about things like that. So, like, if I did not make music, what else will I be doing? The honest truth is, one thing I'm sure of is that I'll still be in entertainment. Probably acting, DJ. Do you understand? Not even DJ. When I just say leave the whole music aspect, but there'll be either acting or just, you know, I love the art of entertainment. I love how it's put together. I don't think there's any other world I can fit in, especially the corporate world. It's not for me. So it's definitely not for me. I'm sorry. I cannot keep up. I can't keep up.
You can't keep yourself. Yes, I understood. Okay, you see, a lot of people in Nigeria, let me say in Africa right now, they don't really embrace the culture. Maybe it's a culture to me, understand? They don't really embrace the culture, core music. And so do you see Nigeria hip hop? Let me take it down to our country, Nigeria right now. Do you see our country, Nigeria hip hop, going to the global stage?
Definitely. Afrobeat is already on global stage.
Yeah, you're right there, Burna Boy, Whiskey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, the fact that Afrobeat is going on to the global stage because it is our home. Yes, we cannot say we originated hip hop, but we originated Afrobeats. Yeah. So it is already our thing. It is the first. Yeah. But regardless, the world is now looking at Africa. Yeah. The world is looking at Africa because Afrobeats has called their attention. But now that Afrobeats have called their attention, they'll be like, oh, these guys also have hip hop. These guys also have this. These guys also have R&B. These guys also have, and it's not even sounding bad. It's even sounding better than, you understand? So, but now the attention is the time where we need to go all out. We need to, because the problem with Nigeria, and it's still my problem. The moment an artist gets a big budget, he is scared to, you know, go all out and shoot a hip hop song. So he will try to do let it be commercial, small, so that I can make my money back. Go all out. Go all out. Give it all you got. Go all out. Like, yes, I understand it's good to be commercial and all, and I have commercial music myself. Yeah. But if you really want to do something for hip hop, go all out. How many Clara Expectors videos do you see are hip hop songs? It's mostly the commercial. And Clara is like, you hip hop guys are not ready. I'm giving hip hop ideas to commercial songs. Imagine if now when they all want to do hip hop, they don't know what they'll do. At their backyard, black and white.
Yeah.
Now one guy hold the camera. Hip hop, yeah. You understand? Imagine if those expensive, see, Nigeria, there's one thing we have, and it's called crowd mentality. That was Emma's first song. Everybody follows
one way,
the way that is popping. The way, what is popping? Afrobeats, yeah, it's Fireboy, let's follow Fireboy. Oh, it's Burna Boy, let's follow Burna Boy. And what is in front of our face? The expensive videos, the Davido lifestyle. That is why everybody, if the hip hop artists were doing almost the same, which is not possible because they are not financially empowered. But if they try to an extent to also live that same lifestyle these pop guys do, people too will follow you.
Because the overseas, I think the rappers are
you're going too far. South African A-list artists are rappers. That's TC, what's his name? AKA Casper Novas, all they are A-list artists. The other commercial artists are B-C list, but the front guys are hip hop guys. So what we say here, if that can happen in South Africa, why can't it happen in here? Do you know that the industry actually started with hip hop, the music industry? The game changer, the people that game changed the game was more hits. But before more hits, that was hip hop. Remedies, it was hip hop. Catch code. They took that from Ludacris' song. It was hip hop. It's always been the industry, Nigerian music industry started on that basis. There were just a few changes, a few R&B songs. Then they weren't even really pop songs. Then it was the main songs that time was hip hop. And then there was the intervention of the badge, and they just came. They came from nowhere and changed everything. See, but even as at the start, listen to the Coco song. What is the Coke? Who is the Coke? It's not a hip hop beat. I need the Coke. That's a hip hop song, but they just made it look pop in a way, and then before you know, the tempo started going up. I'm in the mood, I'm in the cloud. That's why the tempo started, and then the industry switched to pop. And then the video came, and then Whiskey, and they understand. So it was once upon a time it was in the hands of the hip hop guys, and then more rugged. They were the main people then. They were the hinting then. Hip hop was the industry was hip hop. They were the biggest guys then. You understand? Hip hop was the main thing then. Before the intervention of our Coco Master. Change everything. You never come without shirt and towel. Can't change everything.
Yeah, I think that.
And it was magnificent. There was branding. There was everything. Everything was right. That's why they were able to switch it over.
Okay. So okay. What do you think is the most constant rapper in Nigeria? That will be consistent.
Honestly, the honest truth is, I like to give it to Alamdi. Like to.
Okay.
Like to. But the thing is that as consistent as he is, it's not all the projects that are rap.
Yeah.
Some projects are,
we dance here today, then we rap tomorrow.
So it's my guy.
Yeah.
But I'll give it to AQ. AQ has literally dropped a project almost every year for the past 5 years.
Like a rap Bible.
You understand? Every year. I think this year it was the last album, God's Engineering. Last year, I'm sure there was something last year I can't remember. We've done so much I can't remember. I know there was the Crown album, there was the Blessed Forever, there was Rose, there was Son of John, or Son of John 2. We have been literally, I can at least call 7 projects back.
Straight up songs.
All hip hop. They name, yes, 1 or 2 bouncy hip hop songs, but hip hop at your door like the year 94. I can call out 7 to 9 projects, and at least they are in between the year of 20. What am I saying? I'll call out like at least 8 projects, and they're in between the year of 2010 to 2020. All hip hop trap projects.
Shout out to AQ, man.
Big shout out to AQ.
Shout out to
His
AQ.
work rate is what inspires me, and my work rate is mad. So imagine someone who is inspiring my work rate, and my work rate is already out of this world. So
Okay, who was the rapper that really inspired you to become BigDaddy Jayy?
growing up, there was a lot of Biggie. Definitely. There was a lot of Biggie Smalls, there was a lot of Jay-Z. Yes. Honestly, I made Tupac pass no call for me, but I didn't listen to, I was the Biggie guy. You understand? Yeah. I was the Biggie guy. There was a lot of Ludacris. There was a lot of, it's just, and to round it up, I can say all these guys were coming up, but when my life changed entirely was Kanye West. He made me realize that a producer can actually do this and also be a dope rapper. And even if they don't accept you, because as a producer trying to be an artist, you're going to get a lot of, just stick to production. Yeah, you're a better producer. You're going to get that a lot. Do you understand? But if you believe in yourself that you got both on lockdown, when you end up getting all the Grammys like Kanye, because Kanye got more Grammys than the rapper himself. And he's not like, he's a dope rapper, but he always has that, he's going to give you a hit. He's going to give you that thing you need. That inch you need. Even if Tali Kweli or this something would obviously be better rappers, a better wordplay and all that. Kanye will still come do his thing and would shine. So it's not, sometimes to me, it's about skill and understanding what this particular song is missing and bringing that to the table and just coming to speak bars. And you understand? Like anytime I'm being featured on a track, the first thing I think about is, what is this track missing? And then I realize, these guys are being too serious. Everybody is being too serious on this track. Why don't I just bring a little comic, a little
flexible something,
and a little something flexible, something relaxing, and then still end it with bars, like you understand? So, and then I put that, and that's how that becomes everybody's favorite verse. Just because I said something like, I spoke broken in a way that, you understand? It becomes everybody's favorite verse. And that's what some people don't understand. They feel it's just, I have to do my thing, it has to be hardcore, it has to be hip hop. You need to let it ease it out a little. There's a balance to this life. If you don't put on that balance, so I'll say Kanye is the role model.
Shout out to Kanye West right now. Okay. I believe on every successful people and have something that kept on going. Like he's saying, maybe a proverb, maybe a slogan.
It is a proverb. And it's from my mom. It goes, hard work would not kill you, only make you strong.
Wow. Hard work will not kill you,
only make you strong. Wow. Stronger. It will only make you stronger. And that's the reason for my work rate. On this chair, on this studio, right here, 80% of the time, this is the bed right here, but I sleep on this chair. That's because I was working till I passed out. And guess what? It still happens. I've reached a certain stage in my life where I can say, for the rest of this year, I'm not touching production. I want to enjoy myself. I want to go on a vacation to the Bahamas. I can do that right now as we speak. But if I go down Bahamas, I'll carry equipment. I'll be thinking about music. So it's just that, and that's how, honestly, nobody sat me down to say, okay, let me teach you production. It's just because I always want to do something. It came to me, and I started learning it, and I was looking for what's the next thing, what's the next sound, what's the tune, what's the sound that everybody is working with right now, and then I want to learn it. So it's just that hard work ethic. Work ethic for me is my number one fuel.
I say thank you so much for being to my show,
No
bro.
problem,
And remember what he said, hard work will not kill you, but make you what stronger. Think about it. Thank you, bro. And I want
Thanks for having me.
to get the fish.
No, Allah. Bless up.